Hi everybody and welcome to Unwind and Design. Today we're going to be making a really cute snowman ornament. We're going to be going over our items. We have our primary colors today. We have our canvas and our paper towel. We have our blue, yellow, black, white, and red. We have our napkin and our vertical canvas. We also have our cup of water along with our brushes. Starting off with our background brush. Okay, then we have our square brush, our round tip brush, and then finally our detail brush. That's what we're going to be using to make this painting. We're going to be starting off with our background brush first, making sure that we don't squeeze out all the water. We want to make sure that our brush still has plenty of water so that when we add that puddle in the center, which that's what we're doing, getting a little bit of water, we can just squeeze it out of our brush. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix our color in the middle so that I don't have to use all the other colors. Okay, I like to mix it in the middle so that I don't risk getting all the other colors dirty. Especially with a color that I'm going to use so much. Like right now, we're going to use a lot of this color. So I'm looking for a space that's away from all the other colors. And I'm going to add some white to that water and some yellow to that. And we're going to make a very light pastel yellow. That's the color that we're going to be using to paint in the middle. And if you notice, I'm making a bunch of cross hatching lines going back and forth, one side and the other, spreading the paint, making sure that I finish all that up. Then I'm going to come back and pick up some more of that white and yellow and go back and forth. And I'm going to make sort of like an oval all the way around. I'm going to be going around, making that oval, making sure that I fill that background with that light yellow. From here, you're going to begin to add just a tiny little bit of red. I'm going to pick up more water, add more yellow, and I'm going to add a tiny little bit of red just to make it a little bit orange. And we're going to add that slight tint to the sides. I'm also adding a little bit of white just to make it just a bit more peach so it's not so vibrant and bold. And we're just gonna put that all the way around. Now I'm going a little bit faster because in order for my paint to blend, it has to be wet. My paint will not blend if it's dry. So I'm gonna get this orange and I'm just gonna bring this all the way around, making sure that I'm blending it to the yellow. And we're gonna go all the way around, again, one side and the other. And look at how I, little by little, I start to work in towards my yellow. And that's how we blend that line from the orange to the yellow. So again, I add the color nice and hard, and then I go over it right in the middle very lightly to make it smooth. And I do that all the way around. Next, we're going to be picking up our round tip brush. We're going to go ahead and pick that up out of our water, and we're going to begin by mixing up our green. We're going to get a little bit of blue and bring it in towards the green, and then push some green into that blue to get our mixture. The more blue you add, the darker your color. The more yellow you add, the lighter your color. And we're going to start on the top right, about an inch or two down from the bottom, from the top to the bottom, and we're going to curve down towards the left and leave about 3 inches on top, or 3 fingers. From there, we're going to go on the main branch and work our way out to make another branch. We're going to do it again starting from the main branch. Let me zoom in. Starting on from our same branch, we're going to be bringing that down as well. And that is how we are getting our little tree branch. So I'm going to add some more of that blue, some more of that yellow. And what we're going to do is from the main branch, we're going to start to work our way up by making a line from the main center branch out from top to bottom. And notice how it's inclined. Using the tip of my brush, I do that same line over and over and over again. We are also going to do the same right on top. We're going to start on the main line, make a line, and all of the lines next to it are going to be exactly the same. They can get maybe a little bit bigger, and they don't have to be straight. They can curve a little bit too. And we're going to go from the main line out, main line out, main line out, main branch out. And we're going to curve it all the way to the edge of that branch. Next, we're going to do the same, but go the opposite direction. And you can actually add some of those lines going the other way. I tried to add a little bit of yellow to make it lighter, but I think blue is going to look a little bit better and stand out so that it looks darker. And let's see how that looks. There we go. Now you can see them a little better. We are now going to work on the bottom part of our branches by doing the same thing and making our lines this time point down, 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 down. Incline towards the left. Down, down, down. And we're just going over it very lightly with our brush, making all these lines from the main space to the bottom. And I'm not pushing really hard. And I'm adding more blue, more yellow. I'm making my green on my painting instead of on my palette. And I'm going to do the same here. So we're going down, 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 down. And then I'm going to go around that. And we're going to continue to bring it down. From the main branch, we're bringing it down towards the right. And that looks like a very cute, fluffy, fluffy tree. So the blues were our shadows. Now we're going to add yellow to make highlights. So just scoop some of that yellow. If you have too much blue on your brush, wash it off. If you don't, you can just pick up the yellow straight like that. Since we're working with green and green has yellow, we can just use it without having to wash off our brush. And adding all these layers of colors, our highlights, our shadows, all of that, that is what makes our paintings look super complicated when they're actually a lot easier than they would look. So we're going to pick up after this our detail brush. We're going to put our round tip brush in our water. And we're going to pick up our detail brush. With this detail brush, make sure that you wash off all of the water off of your green brush too. And going into our detail brush, we're going to begin to outline what's going to be holding our ornament, our little twine. So we're going to start off right in the middle, making a little arch so it looks like the string is holding on. And then we're going to get more black, and I'm going to make a line going down. Let me zoom in. So again, we made a little arch so it looks like it's hugging the tree. And then we're going to put our hand against the canvas so we can just slide it down. And we're going to bring in our line. We don't want to go all the way down. We want to leave a lot of space here so we could put our snowman. And we can fill it in. So again, I did that little line. I'm filling it in. I'm also going to do a little arch there as well. So the little arch. And then finally the little lid. So we're adding that straight line. And we're going to make the cap that's on top of our ornament. So how are we going to do that? We're going to get a little bit of white. Since our brush already has black, when we mix it with our white, it should turn a little bit gray. And it's going to make the little lid that's holding our snowman. There we go. We're going to add a highlight on the side of the rope as well and around it so you can more or less see the highlight and it's not so dark and you can see it a little bit better. We're also going to add a highlight on the little cap, and I'm going to wash off that brush so we can move on to the rest of our painting, our snowman. Next, using our square brush, we're going to pick up a little bit of this white. We're going to begin to mix it right in the corner, and we're going to use just a little bit to make the top circle. We're going to start to arch it and go around, color in a little bit of the center, bring it down, curve that side, and then use the other side to also create that curve. And when you work your brush that way, nice and slow, curve and curve like you're making one C and another C, it gives you a very beautiful circle. Very simple to do. Next, we're going to get a little bit more of that white and we're going to start to outline the bottom section. We're going to start to outline the belly, also making a circle right in the middle and then right at the bottom. It's going to look like the number 8. Then we're going to go in and fill that in. A little bit of water, more of that white so that it smoothly goes on there. And we're just going to fill in that circle. We're going to fill in all of the snowman. If you see any spaces that need a little bit of paint, add more paint. If you see any sections that need rounding, round them up. Again, your snowman doesn't have to look perfect. We're just having fun. And however these snowmans come out are the way they're supposed to be, nice and fun and made our own way. From here, we are going to switch out our brush for the detail brush and we're going to pick up some red. Again, we're going to mix a little bit of that red with our yellow. We're trying to make some orange now so we can work on a very special part of our snowman. You guessed it, our nose. And we're going to pull from the outside left corner in towards the right, making a longish triangle. Except for the bottom of the triangle is going to be more curved. Because of the white being a little wet, it should turn your orange a little bit more of a light peach color. That's okay. We like that. And some people will have big noses, some people have small noses. We don't want to press really hard on that. Next, we're going to get a little bit of blue. Make sure your brush is washed and pick up some of this blue. And we're going to pull, making a little smiley face line around the neck to work on the scarf. Notice how I'm not pressing very hard on my brush. I'm working with just the tip of my brush. We're going to also make a couple of outlines on the sides of our snowman just to give it a little bit of a pop. Nice and smooth. To make really skinny lines, you have to be very, very light on your brush. Try to not have a lot of pressure. So we're going to get some more of this blue, and from the middle, we're going to bring it down. Make it look like we have that scarf hanging. It's got nice long sections wrapped around the neck, hanging down, flowing. And we can make that look a little bit more square and add a little bit of lines so it looks like it's the end of a scarf. And again, this was such a very, very cute, fun, simple painting. The lines don't have to be super hard. Learn to be light on your brush. Next, picking up a little bit of black, we're going to make 2 eyes. And you can make one bigger, one smaller, or you can make them both big. We're going to also use that same black to do the mouth. Just a couple of dots. Look at how I'm barely pressing with my brush. We're also going to make a button in the back of our scarf so it doesn't look like a full circle. And then I'm going to make a full circle one because my scarf isn't covering that part. Make sure you fill it in. Next, I'm going to add one long squiggly line and make 3 lines in the middle for fingers. And this is our branch, making it a little bit thicker at the bottom. Again, I'm pressing a little harder, going up, making 3 lines in the middle, so we have 3 fingers on our snowman branch. Hand. Super cute. Next, using that same detail brush, make sure you wash off all of that black, and you're going to start to make some circles. You can play with these sizes of circles. You can make big ones, small ones, make them look like they're on the side, barely popping out of our canvas. Don't forget to get a little bit of that water again to make sure that your paint is nice and smooth and that it's gliding very nicely in the back so you don't have chunky, clunky paint or patches missing from your background. So I'm just going to spiral from the outside to the center. I swirl from the outside and then bring it all the way to the middle, and that's how I make my circles. And we're going to do this all around. Next, from here, we're going to begin to add a dot and then pull from the center out all of these little lines to make a star. So again, dot, then we go all the way around like a clock to make the stars. And you always start from the middle and just pull all the way around like you're making a little sun. Dot, and then go all the way around like an arm on a clock, making little lines coming out, and that's how you make these stars. You can also get a little bit of yellow and white, put some on your tree. Some of that color might have gotten a little bit darker as it dried, but we're going to go in and add just a little bit more highlight to make that color really pop. After you're done with this, you should be done with your painting. All you'll need is to pick up the color of your choice, come down to the bottom right hand side and put your signature, and you're done. And there you go, our cute little snowman. Thank you so much for painting with me today. I look forward to painting with you next time. Bye!